All right, hello everybody. Thanks for joining today. We're going to talk about safety and how we can kick off the year the right way and put safety into action. And so first of all, Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a good New Year. And the question is, now that we're at a new year in 2017 now, we need to ask ourselves, are we ready for 2017? Ready or not, here it comes. It's already into action at this point. And so we want to think about, this time of year as we prepare for new beginnings and setting goals for the year and things like that. We want to make sure that we're putting safety in the forefront of those things. And so we encourage you at this time to maybe sit down and think about what you can do throughout this next year to put safety at the forefront of things and take action on it. Make it safe, prevent losses, prevent accidents and injuries, and make a commitment to sticking to those things throughout the year. And that's the focus of our talk today that we want to talk about. So the responsibility for safety, we could ask ourselves, who's really ultimately responsible at your organization? Think about all the people involved. Is it supervisors? Is it yourself? Is it other coworkers? What it really comes down to, who is responsible is really everybody. Everybody plays a big important part in keeping things safe and doing things the right way and making sure that things are on track. And so we encourage everybody to take that ownership of it and stay committed to doing the right things to keep yourself and your coworkers safe. When it comes down to it, think about your safety. Who is responsible for your safety? And really the answer is you. You're the only one that can keep yourself safe, to be aware of your surroundings at all times, to know what's going on around you, to follow procedure, to make sure that you're engaged in getting the right training and doing the things that you need to do to keep yourself safe. And so think about those things. It's not just your organization that's making things safe. It's up to you, the worker and the person that's doing the task each day. So the organization and yourself play a big important part in kicking things off right for the new year and making sure that things are on track. And so a commitment is a big thing. This is one of the biggest things to have, is to ask yourself, are you committed to safety? Are you committed each day when you come to work to doing the right things, to keeping your awareness up, to watching for hazards, to correcting any safety issues or hazards in the workplace? Are you committed to doing those things this year to avoid those accidents and injuries? Maintain that commitment throughout the year. Don't just think about it at the first of the year. A lot of times we set goals and we have big ambitions at the first of the year and we think, oh, we're going to do it this year. This is our year. And sometimes those commitments fade throughout the year. It's important that we keep on that month after month and follow through on things all through the year to make sure that we're still committed to keeping things safe and doing things the right way. Some of the best things that you can do as a worker and as a supervisor of employees or anybody in the organization would be to encourage others to continue to do things the right way. Encourage to keep safety a part of the workplace each day. Motivate others, lead others, and set an example for the things that you could do to keep each other safe. One of the biggest things that we see in organizations that we find is one of the most effective ways to prevent accidents and make sure that safety is happening is really accountability. And this is something that everybody can be a part of. A supervisor's role of accountability would be to make sure that employees are doing what they're supposed to do, that procedure and policies are followed, that things are in place, that hazards are being corrected, that employees are getting the right training. It's really up to them to make sure that those things are happening. But it's also the employee's role, not just the supervisor, it's also the employee's role to make sure that they're holding themselves accountable for doing the right things that they should be doing to prevent losses and accidents, and really to hold each other accountable as coworkers. If you're seeing something that's maybe a deficiency in the workplace, or maybe something that can be improved upon, or maybe somebody's not following policy or procedure, hold each other accountable for those things and have each other's back. Work as a team to make sure that things are being done and that things are being tracked and followed up on. One of the best things as well is to do some monthly tracking. Maybe at this first of the year, you're setting some goals. You've got ambitions to lower your accidents this year. Check it out each month. See how you're comparing throughout the year. Are you having any spikes, or are you seeing any trends happening? How are you performing month to month? Maybe there's things that you can look at as a group and put into place to keep a focus on that, to make sure that things are happening the way they should, that losses are coming down. And so another thing that we find, not just accountability, but one of the most important things in any organization is keeping employees engaged in their own personal safety. And we can ask ourselves, what's really in it for you as a worker, wherever you're working, whether it's in a workshop or an office or whatever task you have, what's really in it for you to take the time to do the right things to keep yourself safe? And the answer is, it's your life. It's your life. It's your health and safety. It's your well-being, and you want to keep that going each day as you come into work. And so, doing the right things, taking time to do things the right way, can really benefit you if you really engage in that. And that's one of the things that we see is very important for all workers and all organizations, is make sure that employees are truly in it for the right reasons, that they're engaged, and that they're part of the solutions to prevent accidents. And there's many ways that this can be accomplished. One of those is having incentive programs, possibly sitting down with employees, setting goals, building that safety culture, keeping morale up, and focusing on those things. Those are all ways that employees can get engaged in that. And we encourage you to do those things at your workplace, whatever it is that motivates, that gets employees involved in improving workplace situations and keeping safety at the forefront. We encourage you to do those things. So the other thing that we look at each year, and this is another big one, is incident reviews. So whenever an accident happens, we want to ask ourselves what happened. We want to really get down to, what are the real underlying reasons why accidents are happening, or why are things repeating, why are unfortunate events happening. We want to look at that. And a lot of times we see throughout organizations where people will look at an accident and they'll say, oh, this is what happened, therefore let's do some training. Or, we tripped and fell over something, that it was just a hazard, it was something that we tripped on. But maybe there's underlying reasons, maybe there's something that stands out just a little bit more that we need to look at. And so when it comes to an incident review, when we're doing that in our organizations, we want to make sure that we're hitting the bullseye on the root cause. We want to know exactly what it is. There might be those underlying reasons, those things that are really driving the reason accidents are happening, and we want to find those. And once we do find those, we want to find those corrective actions and do something about it. Take time to correct those things, put a focus on correcting the hazards or the root causes or whatever factors led into that. Do something about it to make the workplace safer and have it go the right way for the first of the year and continue throughout the year. So one thing to remember is, we can do all these things. We can have employees engaged, we can have accountability, we can do incident reviews, but we're really all in this together. Each organization needs to work as a team and do their part to make the workplace safer. It's not just one single employee, it's not just up to the supervisor, it's really everybody that's part of that puzzle. Each one has a piece to the puzzle to put things together and make things happen. And so we encourage you and your organizations to make sure that everyone's involved, that it's a focus for everyone, and that you're committed to doing the things to keep yourself safe throughout the year. Some other things to look for are what hazards are around your workplace. What do you see on a daily basis? What stands out to you as far as something that could go wrong? Maybe there's something that doesn't quite look right, and you may want to ask some other questions. You may want to say, well, how does that work? Okay, well, what do I need to do to keep myself safe? Well, how can we improve our processes? Take a look around and look at those things and be proactive for your own personal safety and the safety of your coworkers by just looking around and taking some initiative and looking for those things. And if you do see something wrong, if something doesn't look quite right, definitely speak up. If you see a problem, point it out, notify somebody, correct the hazard yourself, and look at it. There might be a much better way to do things sometimes. If you're new to an organization, you may be following along with what's been done before, but you may have some really good ideas, some solutions to hazards and more efficient ways to do things that can really prevent accidents. And so we encourage everyone to speak up. If you see something wrong, come up with ways to be innovative and find ways to keep it safer in the workplace. These are all good things that we can do, and these are things that stand out to us as we kick off this new year, things that you can put into place and follow up throughout the year and make sure things that are happening. And another one of those big things is getting trained. We encourage you as this new year is starting to set aside some goals and set out a plan for the year as far as what training your departments and your organizations need. What training do employees lack, and what are they needing to improve on? And what would you like to take advantage of for this new year? And so that's another big part of kicking off the year is, setting aside the time, the resources, and finding those things to get the training done throughout the year. And that's something that we can really help you with here at the Trust. We provide a lot of different trainings, and we're going to talk about how that can benefit you and your employees if you really take part in that training. and do those things. Now, in previous years, we've had the same program. We're going to repeat it again this year. It's our Safety in Action program. And what it really is taking time for training and making sure that you're taking advantage of those things. And it's a certification. We can give out a certificate for recognizing you for committing to the safety training throughout the year. And so what we have is we provide many different types of training here at the Trust, whether it's the webinars that you're attending, or whether it's the regional trainings where we have in class, or conferences or summits or those types of things. If you attend a certain number of classes throughout the year, you can get a certificate showing that you've attended so many hours of training. And so these certificates come in a 10, 20, or a 40-hour certificate. And it's really a simple thing. You just have to show that you've attended the training, that you've participated in it, that you have a sign-in on the rosters and things that we've kept track of as well. And you could use that to show your value that you've been part of the training at the Trust, that you've had certain hours of safety training, and it shows that you're trained up on those things. And so what we would need to know, if you're interested in having a certificate sent to you, we would want to know that you want it. And if you have attended certain classes. Now, when people sign into our webinars, we see the names of the people that have signed in and attended, but we don't often see if there were others that attended as well. Sometimes we only see the name of the person that enrolled when an entire class could be watching the webinar. And so if you would like a certificate, you need to let us know and send in the information as far as which employees attended and which training classes they attended as well. You can send this information to Jason Watterson, which is his email, jason@utahtrust.gov, and just request that for the employees and the classes that they attended, and we can then mail out the certificates to you for that training. And so here's a simple form, and we'll be sending out one of these following this webinar today, but this is an example of what you can do to let us know that you want this type of certificate for the Safety in Action. And so you would just list the attendee's name, list the employee's name of who was there, and then list out the classes that they attended, whether it was a webinar or regional training, whatever that was. Put the information down and send that to us, and we can get you a certificate for that. And again, that's just a great way to show that you've had, certain amounts of training and documentation for that. So this year we have many different types of training coming up. These are things that you can all take advantage of, like we do the webinars that you're attending today. The first Monday of every month we do those. We do a safety moment webinar and also a loss prevention webinar. We also have a regional training that will continue this year throughout various locations. In August, we'll have a sewer summit based on preventing sewer losses and claims associated with sewer systems, and several conferences as well. So there's many of opportunities here at the Trust, and those are things that we can help you with throughout the year. So here's just an overview of the topics we'll be covering. This is for our regional training, where we'll be going around the state. In January, we'll be doing the Safety Smorgasbord, which is basically a summary of many types of important safety topics all in one. Harassment, discrimination, and workplace violence. Our HAZWOPER training here at the Trust in March. We'll be looking at injury prevention in June, focusing on reducing workers' comp losses, which is one of our big focuses for the year. And as well, defensive driving in confined space and trenching safety near the end of the year. So there's some really good classes out there, and we'll be coming around the state to do those. And as usual, we go to the same locations as we did this year throughout the state here at the Trust, or whether it's in regional locations. We encourage you to go and attend those trainings. And if you do, please make sure that you sign up on our website. You can go to utahtrust.gov and sign up for these trainings, and we can see the sizes of classes that we'll have there in each location. So we encourage you to do that. I mentioned the webinars as well. We have 49 different webinars scheduled throughout the year, not just our safety moment and loss prevention ones on the first Monday of the month, but also many other good topics, all related to loss prevention and reducing claims. These involve land use, human resource management, fire service, law enforcement, and parks and recreation. So there's lots of training available. This is one of our specialties of things that we provide to you as members of the Trust, and we encourage you to take part in that. So again, if you'd like to get the certificate for attending, just notify us, let us know who attended and which classes, and we can get that certificate out to you. So in summary, kicking off this new year, it's really important that we start things off the right way. Like I said, we're working on focusing on workers' comp this year. It's a big initiative of ours to make sure that we're reducing the losses and keeping employees safe, really getting the injuries and losses down there. And so we encourage you, as this new year starts, to take an active role in it. Make sure that you're committed to doing those things to keep yourself, your coworkers, and your organization safe, and focus on those things to really put safety into action in this new year. Like I said, it's not just a one-time thing. It's not just, all right, let's set some goals and now we do these things. Make sure that you stay committed throughout the year, week after week, month after month. Make safety a priority and build that safety culture in your organization. And part of that is making sure that you're taking advantage of the different training and opportunities that are out there. And that's really the summary of what we would encourage for this year is stay committed and hold each other accountable to being safe throughout the new year. All right, any questions?
Thanks, Brent. Yeah, we did have a question. Debbie asked if the slides and the presentation will be made available, and the answer is yes. We discovered we sat here waiting for people to log in, and I went back in and checked, and apparently something happened with the WebEx system, and so of the almost 70 people that had signed up, only 3 showed up in the system. So I went back through and found the old list, and I sent that out. So I assume that's why some of you made it here today. So we apologize for that, but we are recording the session. We'll put that up on our website. And I don't know, Brent, do we want to send the slides out as the? I guess we could send the basics of the slides out. Yeah, we'll send the slides out later on this afternoon. And apologize for whatever technical issue happened there. That was something on the WebEx side of things. I don't understand quite what happened there, but we will look into that and prevent that from happening next time. Other questions? I didn't see any other questions. Let's see. All right, I don't see anything else there. We will be having our TAP 2017 presentation by Doug here in just a little over a half an hour, and I will make sure that everybody is signed up and send out a link if not. So, okay, Doug, anything? Brent, anything?
That's all. Let's kick off the new year right and keep it safe out there.
Great. Thanks, folks. Have a safe day.